Tube Review.
My name's Charles Bronson. There's nothing wonky about my upbringing. Like most kids, I got into trouble. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And all my life, I've wanted to be famous. This is the post office I did over. This is what I got away with. This is what they gave me.
7 years.
Don't worry, son. You'll be out in 4.
But I still have my principles. I am Charlie Bronson. I am Britain's most violent prisoner. Prison was brilliant. I loved it. It was exciting, on the edge. It was madness at its very best.
You're ridiculous.
It's very exciting to meet you. You're quite a celebrity on the inside.
You're very muscly, aren't you? Oh my God. It's huge.
Welcome to the Tube Review of
Bronson.
from 2008, starring Tom Hardy, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn, if that's how you pronounce it. But this movie, I went into it just because I am a Tom Hardy fan. Tom Hardy is a brilliant actor, I think, and one of the rising stars of our time. And so I watched it simply for that. Plus, the story behind it really intrigued me. It's a true story of a guy named Michael Peterson who, in fact, does have an alter ego named Charlie Bronson, who has been in like solitary confinement in Britain for like 30 years, I believe. He's been in prison for 34 years, but spent 30 of it in solitary because of his mental state and the way he perceives things, because he perceives jail as a brilliant place to be and just a wonderful place for his show. So this guy actually kind of enjoys prison and enjoys the antics and the trouble and mayhem that he causes, but he's never killed anybody, but he's a very violent person. And he has, he won't think twice about just lashing out and beating the hell out of pretty much anybody who pisses him off in the least bit of way. So he's rather nuts, and it's a very violent and graphic movie about this guy in the many different institutions that he stayed in. And there's some penis in the movie because they feel the need to show the penis. But anyways, yeah, good movie, really good kind of inside flick, very artsy movie, but still very violent and very rated R, which I like. So, but Bronson was awesome. I have to say, one of the best things about it was the director's portrayal of the people around him, because you don't really get to know anybody except for Charlie. He's the center focus of the whole picture, and there's nobody else in the movie that has more than a minute of screen time. So Tom Hardy is the focus, but the thing is the characters off in the background and the characters that he interacts with are so dark and ominous. And like I put in the review, the written review, it kind of reminds me of old like horror movies, like old Freddy Krueger, Friday the 13th kind of movies, where you actually see like the dead teenager's parents, like before the teenager ends up dying. You see you meet their parents or something like that in kind of an awkward setting, and you get this ominous feeling because their parents can't do anything to help them. And their parents either that, or they won't, or they'll be dead in a couple minutes. And I always like that about movies when they can do that. Terry Gilliam does a really good job of doing that in his movies. Stanley Kubrick does a really good job of doing that in his movies, as does Mike Judge from Beavis and Butthead fame. But if you watch Idiocracy and you see just the ominous feel of a lot of the characters, it's quite a good time for me. I like that. I like that feeling I get. But anyways, this was a great movie. I loved it. It was a rather bizarre flick to watch. It's really hard to watch, I'm sure, for some people, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. Ashley enjoyed it. I give this 5 out of 5 tube thumbs up. Tom Hardy, you keep impressing me. Let's keep going with it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check out my Facebook tube review page, plus my online blog, tubes85.blogspot.com. Thank you for watching the YouTube review of
Bronson.
They don't understand. You'll never understand. You're no more mad than I am. And that scares them.
You're a brilliant artist. You're a star.
I swear it! What do you want?
What have you got?
I want to make a name for myself.
Yeah, doing what?
Can't tie that up in a nice little pink bow.
Right, that's enough. He's had enough. Get him out of here. Come on!
Tube Review.